What's up, everybody? Uh, we're here for, let's see, I guess it would be our fourth points event, but it's actually event 5 for Lake Norman. We're going to do a little tournament recap, a little talking with Austin and Ped Vang. Bryce, who finished second, actually couldn't make it into the live stream tonight, which I understand that. Sometimes work interferes with what you actually want to do. I'd like to shout out to all the sponsors, Trivets, Yak Attack, Waterways. Oh, who else? Riot, Cashin, Hughes Supply Company, Elusive Baits, K9, Realm of Fear, Bagley, Queen Tackle, Amped Outdoors. And then, as usual, big shout out to Lifering Ministries, because at the end of the show, we're going to raffle off 2 more free entries to an event of your choice. So make sure you check that out. If you've won a free entry already, you're out of it. So try and keep it to where everybody gets a chance at a free entry, or, the opportunity at it. But I guess we'll go ahead and bring these guys in here. They got quite a bit to talk about. So here's Ped and Austin. What's up, guys?
What's going on?
Not much. Just another day.
No day paradise, right?
That's right.
Especially talking about fishing. That's paradise. Better than work.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it all day.
We should be fishing right now and having this interview. That's how it should be done.
Yeah. I tried to tell Cody that. He didn't want to hear it. So next time we'll do it on the water. I'll just live stream off my phone while we're fishing.
That's it.
Oh, that works. Yeah.
All right. Let me pull these standings up real quick, if I can find it. All right, Ped, you were in first. So let's let Austin go first. Austin, you came in third, which, what's new, Austin, on the interview? Might as well be your show.
My show?
Yeah, man. We're just going to rename it Austin's live stream.
Austin's live stream. I like that.
So you got a 19 and a half. 16 and 3/4 and a 15. So pretty solid bag at 51 and a quarter. Honestly, thought that would have took it. But
I knew that wasn't going to take it. I knew I needed one more. I knew I needed to call it a 15. I needed to call it a 15 and 16.75, but it is what it is. I had a blast. I caught so many fish that day, so just had to weed through so many little ones.
It takes a little bit of time to weed through all those.
It does, but then just for me was I kind of had a game plan of what I wanted to do, especially how it was playing that day. How morning started we had a little bit of wind in the morning, so and it was we launch off and can start casting, so that was a bonus for me. So I knew automatically I didn't have to go so far. For me, I was trying to hit just a main lake points and stuff like that, and kind of land to an area that looked pretty good and throwing top water. So just walking bait. Well, the lure I was using it's a walking bait. It can pop, and it spits, so it imitates all the baits that are getting chased and stuff like that. So I just happened to run to a little school, but fortunately it was just a small limit right there. So, but it was fun. I haven't really had a top water bite all year, and that was pretty epic for 45 minutes right there, and just staying that one section right there, and then I kind of moved back a little bit where the wind was blowing towards the bank, because I kind of knew it was early morning they're gonna be roaming around the banks and stuff, chasing baits and stuff. And it's funny thing was my first fish on the board that I caught 16.75. That one it's kind of funny because I was actually reeling my lure back in really fast, and I saw the fish come up chasing it, so I dead stopped it, and then popped it one time and just demolished it. And I just had to hold on, which, dude, they were biting like like hard. So, and that was fun. But the biggest one I caught, I told myself, I'll go to that section later on about midday, because I kind of know that, the section that section I was fishing, that the later bite, it might be a later bite right there, because I was waiting for a pleasure boat to come out and kind of
Start up.
turn out water up a little bit. Yeah. And yeah. Apparently, I think it was the second cast I threw in there. Yeah, she took it. She dumped my line, and the line just slacked. And I said, "Oh yeah, that's a good one." And find my mojo back. I know past couple turns I haven't been doing so well, but it was just, for me it was for me personally, it was I wasn't getting my hook set right how I usually had it. So I kind of figured myself that, maybe I need to start working out my arms again. So that's what I did. So
you weren't joking about it whenever you messaged me and said you had actually been working out. Okay.
No, I wasn't. Yeah.
I thought you were just saying that, but
no.
I'm gonna get off here and start doing some curls.
Yeah, curl or something. Yep. Work on your bicep and tricep.
Yeah.
So yep. So that's what I did. And then, I did find a magical dock on a point that the wind was blowing against it. And there was a brush pile on that dock, but it was outside of it. There was a deep brush pile, but there was a bunch of little ones there. So on that brush pile, so I told myself, why don't I just pitch it inside the dock and see if there's anything like way back there? And apparently there were. I pulled out 15 and 14, I think 1475 out of it. But when I pulled them, they'll spin out some big old shad. So about not that big, but the average size shad and stuff. So I kind of knew that's why they're back there. Shad was running back and forth in there. So that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's how my day went. I mean, I caught like 20 plus fish, but it was just a bunch of little ones. And I was hoping that at least I can call it up 15, but it is what it is. I had at least 4 hours to call it, but geez,
really,
I just couldn't do it. So yeah, but fishing that day, I didn't get to practice the launch I went to, but I figured they'll be, it's Lake Norman, so they'll definitely be there during this time, and just kind of go with the post-spawn pattern, and which they're doing that right now. They're actually in the transition phase is what they're doing. They haven't got to the summertime yet. What I'm seeing, they're staging up, feeding up before before the water temps gets higher. Then they'll start locating where they want to be at. So, but morning bites is part of the best, and then you're gonna have to just grind it out during the rest of the days, and just pick your areas where you have brush pile, whatever. So, but yeah, I know there was a question. Cody, I mean, you told Pet and I that Cody wanted to know about was, how we got started kayak fishing, or how I got started kayak fishing. For me was, I got started bass fishing probably 2016. 2016 is when I started kayak bass fishing. I got a friend that he told me about, or it would start out with CKA. So I never knew that there were, any kind of bass tournament that's held by the kayaks people. So I'm like, oh crap, okay, well, I'm kind of interested in it. I'm a competitive person. I play sports and all that in high school and all that, and with Man Eagle, I like to keep myself competitive. So yeah. So yeah, I started fishing 2016 with my first kayak from Charlie Outdoor Supply, which shout out to Charlie Outdoor Supply. Always has my back, whatever I need and stuff like that. And so I bought my first kayak there, and it was a hand paddle. It's a Native Slayer. I call it the mothership. It was a 14.5. So
Cool.
yeah, it was. And I used my dad's truck, which was the 1993 Toyota, those little trucks, and I loved it because I can just put on and back it off the ramp and stuff, just like a basketball would do, and just launch it off real quick. But man, it sticks like 3/4 out of the bed. So that was yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, I started that and then out there fishing with Queen CK. I found out that Vinny started a Queen QC team tournament held, and so I'm like, oh, it's close to home, and why not try to fish CK and Queen C. I did that the second year, and it was it's very competitive, and it got me getting better at it, because I know for me, my first year I literally sucked. So but for me is I always push myself and keep going, keep practicing. That's the main key, because you can look at YouTube and all that, and online stuff, but you have to be out there to really know what the fish are doing around. So especially if you're around your lake and stuff. So and it kind of gives you an idea whenever you go fish other lakes. You kind of know what similar or what kind of pattern you want to do and stuff like that. So but yeah, I did that, and then I fished some KBF tournaments, which was pretty cool. I know Matt PC. They went 1 year. I think it was 2017. They went to the nationals, and they asked me if I want to just go to the opening, and I was like, why not? I kind of want to do it next year. Hopefully, I can qualify for the nationals. So I went, and that year I actually ended up in 12th place. It was, I don't know how many people came. I think it was like maybe 300 to 500 people fishing the opening. Yeah. So yeah, it was crazy. 2-day event. It was fun. I actually, the spot that I went to, that I didn't even practice there. I just kind of like pointed a map. All right, this looks good. During that time, I kind of want to fish the riprap and stuff. And yeah, it was fun. I think the first day I had it was like 90 some inch. And then the second day I had about close to it. So pulling me in 12th place was pretty cool.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah, especially fishing in native hand paddle. So it was windy, but I kind of figured out how to how to fish it. And of course, I always use shaky heads, and that worked during that time. So I've been fishing shaky head for a long time. So yeah.
Do you carry anything other than a shaky head?
Oh, I carry a bunch of arsenals. Yeah, a bunch of arsenal. It's just shaky head is just my go-to whenever I need a bigger bite or something, or fish slower. So that's what I do. I know I've been practicing on jigs and stuff, but I just haven't found the right one I want yet. So yeah, but yeah. So that's how I started and everything, and just keep hammering, learn as I grow, and every year I just improve. So this year seems to be going well for me. I set myself a high standard this year. Try to be top 5 every tournament. That's my standard. So from last year and the previous year, and I told myself, just try to get top 20, top 10. But this year I told myself, you know what, why not swing for the fence? Try to be top 5. And it's doing good right now. It wasn't a couple of months ago, last couple of tournaments, but I think I'm back to where I need to be. So we'll see what happens.
It seems like you're heating up a little bit.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get my mojo back. So
I don't know, for anybody that's kind of new to fishing, what would you say the most important thing that they could do to improve? Would it be time on the water, presentation, or what's most valuable to somebody who's trying to get better?
Well, there's a bunch of different ways. one first thing is key point is make sure you fish spots that always hold fish, like talking about like, like honey holes, like, community holes and stuff like that. And practice what you use and kind of feel how the lure works and stuff. So kind of make a strategy game plan of, you can try different styles and this is the way they bite and stuff. And then try lures that you're not comfortable with during those community holes, and it'll boost up your game plan, stuff like that. And then during like tournaments and stuff, kind of you definitely need to plan out some kind of strategy plan of what you want to go, what time you want to move, and all that, and of course see how the weather plays that day and make your adjustments stuff. But that's going through experience and stuff like that, and kind of do that whenever you practice. Just tell yourself, hey, I'm gonna try to beat my score, beat the score that I think I can get, and see where you end up at, and then always pay attention. Especially I'll tell you, like fishing Lake Norman, it's always there's always it's whirlwind always around, so wind's always around, so you just got to find the area and stuff and know how the fish bites, how pay attention to the line, because I know I'll give an example. A lot of people, they use live scope. They see the fish come at it, but they don't realize sometimes that the fish is already on it. Your line's already moved, or and you have the fish, but you're just kind of too late to hook set them. So yeah. And then for me, I don't have that, but for me, I know that there's got to be a potential fish in that high potential spot, and I just keep throwing in there and see if there's one in there, and then fish are slow. I know for me, as a lot of people panic whenever they are run out of time. For me, I slow it down slower than usual, because I want to make sure I'm fishing it thoroughly. So,
man, that's
the most important part, Austin. You're supposed to start with the beer. That's how you
start with beer to slow your brain down a little bit.
Yeah,
on yourself.
Right.
Hey, that makes sense now. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, because I know whenever you run out of time, you're panicking. But for me, I'm a finesse fisherman, so I'm gonna slow down. But if you're power fishing, it's totally different. You can power fish quickly, and then if you know there's a section there's potential fish, you're gonna fish it really thoroughly. So, but
okay.
Hopefully there's some good tips for new
beginners. I'm sure everybody's just taking notes on all this, and they're gonna go out tomorrow and be like, you know what? I'm gonna slow down. I'm gonna take 10 minutes to drag my shaky head back, and I'm gonna fish.
I'll tell you, like sometimes it's the shaky head. You just throw it and just leave it there for a good 30 seconds. If it's the bigger ones, they're lazy, so they'll come and look at it, and then they'll decide to pick it up. But those aggressive,
you're giving away too much now.
Well, I'm just telling them, just try it out, because a lot of people that don't realize that, it just depends on the pattern, the season and stuff like that. So,
no, I'm the world's worst. And you can ask Cody or anybody that's fished around me. Like, if I'm dragging something across the bottom, I might be patient for the first cast or two, but 15 minutes in, man, I might as well just be reeling it the whole time as far as I'm dragging it. But Saturday, I disciplined myself a little bit and made myself take more time on each cast. And I'm not going to say it paid off. I hit the goal that I had in mind for 45 inches, but, it's a learning curve, because I come from a bass boat and I power fished a lot. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say, finesse fishing probably takes more kayak victories than any other style, just because you break down that area of the lake so much better if you're sitting there, taking your time, which I'm sure there's been quite a few tournaments won on just throwing out a swim bait into a school, but I would say the majority, I think finesse fishing's got a hold on kayaks.
Yeah, I mean, finesse fishing or um, that style for kayakers, because I mean, really, we kayakers can't like gun and go like bass boats. So we gotta really pick out area we want to fish, and for me, I mean, I'll tell you, for me, I'll tell you a
I don't know
person.
who it is.
I don't know, but I'll tell you. I'll call him a PC Hall. Everybody knows PC Hall,
Yeah.
and I'll call him Master PC because this guy, he can literally sit in one spot and fish there all day. I can't. I try and I can't do it. I'm not that patient as he is, but yeah, and maybe one day we'll see it come back out and fish with us. But
Know what I label myself? Y'all got labels and stuff as a type of fisherman. I'm just a confused fisherman. That's why
you're not confused. You're a hammer, man. You're new
wait.
at this game, and
Everybody's perception is about to change when they hear how I got to number one.
Yeah, let's look at these fish that you caught. Austin, that was, I mean, you killed it as always on the interview.
I'm done. Pat, you can have the whole floor now. Take everything.
Taking notes too.
Yeah, I'm gonna take notes. Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's look at Ped's fish real quick. Got a 19. God, 19 anchor in your bag. Let's see, 17 3/4. I mean, all of these are solid fish. And a 15 1/4. So, you know what? You take the floor. I'm not even gonna ask. You got this, man.
Yeah, I think a lot of people know I fish, or I have fished a lot of the monthlies with FKA. I contribute a lot of the success to fishing the monthlies. But this last month, May into June, has been just a grind, a struggle. I came into the tournament so confused. I had 11 rods because I didn't know what the game plan was going to be. I targeted specific areas. But anytime you show up and you see Hammer Time Austin at that same ramp, you know you're at the right place. So that was a good day. Launch and fish at the same time helped a lot too. As soon as I launched, I was throwing crankbait, snagged a 10.25 right off the bat. Second cast, I do remember Austin saying, make sure you throw away that first cast. Don't want to catch fish on the first cast. So good advice there. If anybody doesn't learn anything, learn that. But I did catch it on second cast, and was fishing the crankbait around the docks for a little bit, but didn't catch anything else. So I was getting ready to leave, and I was looking at my shaky head, and I was like, hey, you know what? It's 6 o'clock, but it's never too early for finesse, I guess. I was like, let me just get it out of my system and be done with it. And sure enough, that's how I got the 19 right off the dock with the shaky head. It's like 6:05 in the morning. So that definitely was a confidence booster, catch that 19 right off the bat. 2 fish in the bag at that point. Cranked a little bit more, fished around the docks a little more, didn't really get anything. Went around the corner and continued to use my crankbait around just structure, and I swore I got stuck on a log. I was just speed fishing pretty much with the crankbait, and felt like I snagged a log, and then it kept moving. So I was like, maybe it's a fish. So I kept reeling. And it's a little 13-inch. I thought at that point I'd caught a monster, but it is a little 13-incher as well. So at that point I was feeling pretty good. I had a limit, and my goal this year was don't skunk. So when I caught the 10-incher, I already met my goal. I was happy. Then fished around the local area there. I stayed close to the ramp most of the morning, and just continued to fish there. Couldn't really put anything together. I could see fish, but I couldn't catch them. And then I decided to move to a different spot. And as the wind picked up, I could see that the activity was picking up. So I just continued to stay on that pattern. I just followed the wind more or less. And the further I went, the more activity I saw and the better things got along the way. I was just continuing to use my crank. I was just burning that crankbait off offshore points, offshore humps and stuff like that. And they were coming up and hitting it. But every fish that I'd get, probably caught like 10, 15 fish all day. But everything that came up to hit was like 11 inch, 12 inch, 11 inch, 12 inch pretty consistently. So I decided to change up. And, at that point, the sun was up. It was hot. There's pleasure boaters everywhere, ski boats everywhere. Wave action was pretty crazy at that point. So I just slowed down and soaked that shaky head, and magic happened late in the tournament for me. Caught that 15 at about 1:30ish, and then in my mind at that point I was like, I need to catch 2 17s to make anything happen for me. Caught 15, felt pretty good about that. Finally cold the 12.25 that I had. And then I fished at 2:00. Mentally, I was drained. I had fished as slow as I could. And slow fishing that's been a struggle of mine too. I'll soak a worm for a little bit, get fed up, and then go back to fish my jig or fishing a spinner bait. I'd made up my mind. I was like, I'm going to stick to this stupid shaky head and just let it soak. You got to learn someday to just slow down. But at 2:00, I was mentally drained. I was like, I got to get back to the ramp. Tournament's done. I was like, I'm happy with my limit. And then I looked at the pleasure boaters, and the wave action was crazy. I was like, you know what? I'm stuck here anyway, so let me just fish the last 30 minutes. And good thing I did. Again, the activity in the water was pretty crazy. It's just I couldn't get anything to react. And then as soon as I slowed it way down, that 17.75 hit. It hit like at first I thought it was a catfish. It's one of those bites where you set the hook and you think, dang, I caught a catfish.
Yeah.
As soon as I got it up to the boat and I saw what it was, it's hard to describe that feeling. You just know it's like that's the fish. I was like, that's the fish that's probably gonna win the tournament for me. I was like, I need to land this fish. Got it in the net, measured it, took my picture, and that was the tournament for me. But it was definitely a grind. Following the wind took me way out. Getting back probably took over an hour to get back to the ramp. But and that was fighting pleasure boaters and jet skis. The wake boats were the worst. One, I had to commit to crossing the lake and say a prayer and say, hey, I'm either going to make it or I'm not. So crossed the lake, and it's all she wrote. When I didn't even know I won, I was actually pedaling back, feeling pretty good about being somewhere near the top. And then Mickey actually messaged, and he's like, okay, Ped, I see you. And I looked, I was like, oh man, I'm sitting at number one spot. Okay. At that point, it's like 2:45. I was like, there's still some time. There's probably some sandbaggers. They're going to start submitting their fish. But 3:30 rolled around, and I was still sitting in first. So it's just a great feeling to finally win a tournament. It's been definitely a grind. And talking about kind of getting into bass fishing and stuff.
Is this your first win?
This is my first place win for a tournament. Yeah. So,
man, well, congratulations. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
You were talking about the sandbaggers. I thought you sandbagged, because I looked at the leaderboard. It was like, I don't know, 220 probably. I caught my last fish and coiled up one time, and I saw Bryce was still in the lead. I got off the water, and I was like, well, looks like Ped finally submitted the fish. But what time did you actually catch that last fish?
That last fish was caught at like 2:24.
See, that's fish till the last minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never give up. Never give up, especially when they're biting. They were short striking at that point. I knew I still had time. It's like I might as well keep trying until 2:30 rolls around, and they hit. So pretty ecstatic about that. And yep, first win.
Nice.
But the way I started, I've always fished, but I catfish, crappie fish, what I like to call old man fishing.
Yeah.
Pop here, wet my line, and just sit back and chill. But all my brothers, my uncles, they all fished. They all bass fished. And they would never invite me to go because, you know, I owe men fish. So I was like, okay, whatever. 2 years ago, we started kayak fishing. I was like, I guess I'll learn how to bass fish because that seems to be what they like to do. I was like, I like to get invited and hang out with these guys too. So maybe if I learn how to bass fish, they'll start inviting me. And so I learned how to bass fish. The first tournament I fished, kayak bass fishing, was Queen City's Emerald event a couple years back. I actually was super hung over that event. Caught one fish, left the rest of the time, but I was proud of my one catch. So that got me hooked. I stuck with it. We went to Sandy Cooper for the Queen City event there as well. I was still learning all the different techniques. At that point, you know, my brother had showed me some jigs, so I bought some jigs and I was throwing them around. Literally throwing them around at Sandy Cooper. I didn't know how to pitch, flip, nothing. So I let some line out of a reel, lock it, grab the jig by my hand and throw it into a little opening I'd see at Sandy Cooper. It was working for me. So that was my technique to begin with. I've definitely come a long way, but now contribute that to fishing with the yakking off guys, you know, my brothers, my uncles, friends, family. So it's been definitely a long journey. I've enjoyed every second of the way. I continue to learn, and you know, you in the beginning, everybody kind of watches YouTube videos. You watch a YouTube video, you get all hyped, you get on the lake, and then you realize, you know, it doesn't work that way. You
No.
catch fish like these YouTube videos do. But you know, I started studying the lake, studying the weather, studying the techniques. Setup is important. I was fishing my jig back then with like a crankbait rod, so you know, everybody always made fun of me. They was like, "Why are you using a jig on a crankbait rod?" I was like, "I don't even know what a crankbait rod is." But at this point, it's, you know, it's good to have good people around you. You know, it's a lot of trash talk, but the trash talk is to help get you better, and that's definitely helped me to improve. It's definitely helped me to streamline learning these techniques as well, so that I didn't have to go and figure it out for myself. But also the Foothills monthly tournaments, you know, back in November of last year when I started entering them, I could definitely see a major improvement to my fishing, just consistently fishing, being on the water. And it's no secret, I fish Norman all the time. Norman's my home lake. But this past tournament, even with it being a home lake, it was a struggle to find the fish. You know, being able to adjust has always been an issue of mine. If I go in with a game plan, that game plan doesn't execute, I've always struggled to adjust on the water. The monthly tournaments have helped me to adjust as well. And I was able to adjust this past weekend, found the fish, and pulled the W. So super ecstatic about that.
That's awesome. So I can't get over the fact that you would throw your jig into the water.
Hey.
So. But what you said about, you know, the yakking off guys, all that, you know, the tough love, them giving you crap about it, and them helping you with the techniques, and like you said, streamlining it, man, that pays dividends. It does.
It does.
Because I'm one, you know, up until recently, I would watch something on YouTube like you were talking about. I would go out to the lake, I would try it all day long, and I would be like, it didn't click. And anytime you can go out and fish with someone who has more knowledge, in my experience, you benefit so much more because you see them doing it and it's just like, man, why did it not happen like that before? But I think having a strong team of people around you is probably one of the biggest assets you can have in this sport.
Most definitely. Yeah, they've definitely helped a lot. Everybody's fishing cadence, I've you know, that's something that I've also learned. You know, fishing cadence is different from one individual to another individual. Your movements may be different from another, but you learn so much by watching others who actually know how to fish. So that's why I was going to actually follow Austin around and just stay behind him and watch him fish, but he was moving too fast in that outback, so I couldn't keep up.
Yeah, man. Hobie, that's something I never really paid attention to until our Kerscott event. I launched at the same ramp as B, and I was trying to get to. We were going to the same spot. I got that native up to, I think it was 5.4 miles per hour, and it lasted about 20 yards, and he was gone. So I just I let him have it. But yeah, man, those Hobies, that's a whole different game right there. So, man, congrats again on the win. I didn't realize this was your first win. I just assumed, with a name like Vane, you were a natural born winner too.
Maybe I changed my name. I'm giving Austin a bad rep.
I don't know. You won, and he's in third place, so he might just have to step back up.
There you go.
But we'll see.
Do what?
I said we'll see. Don't know how it goes, but I'm just, like I said, I'm just fishing. I'm just fishing, guys.
No, it's never just fishing.
Yeah.
So we were talking about it before. This event went good. There was a lot of fish caught, but it seemed like everybody was catching that same caliber of fish. Like, I don't know, what was it, 2 inches between first and, I don't know, 6th, 7th, something like that. So the sticking it out and finding those couple quality bites is really what paid off, it seems like. But Austin, you're going to be back on Norman in 2 weeks, and Ped, you said you're going down to Randleman.
Yeah, I'm going to fish that bit there at Randleman. So I like Randleman Lake, and I'm going to go there. Try my luck.
See if you can get 2 wins in a month.
That's right. No skunk. That's all I'm aiming for. No skunk.
Man, it's great. Austin, you gonna win on Norman for Queen City?
I actually haven't won Norman.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't. I've been always top 5. Never actually won one. Maybe I'm saving for the the Bass Nation. I don't know. Who knows, right?
I like that. Yeah. Yeah. I would take silver and bronze at every event, and then go kick their teeth in the Bass Nation.
Yeah, because I gotta rep myself, represent myself since I'm the state champ. So
yeah, I forgot about that. Ain't nobody forgot about that.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, you should be the national champ too, but you got to remember all the gear before you get out there.
That's right.
But well, let me think. I had something I was going to say and I just forgot it. Yeah.
Well, I want to say something to Ped. I'm glad that you stuck out. I'm glad that you went with your gut feeling at the last 30 minutes to tell yourself to hold back and just go ahead and fish the last 30 minutes and never give up. And that definitely played a big part of you getting a W. That's something that most people during summertime it's hot and people tend to give up. So kudos to that, man. And I just want and then I just want to shout out to Garrett, Cody, Ashley for you guys to do what you do, and for bringing this club to the Hickory, and that's Hickory's my hometown, so I don't have to go so far, but I don't mind fishing the farther lakes and stuff because it's funner and it's, gives myself more competition for me, pushing myself, yeah. But yeah, man, don't Fed, you it hasn't been long, man. You just started, so man, you're on the right track. So I'm watching you, and hopefully you can just take over the vein so I can retire later on.
Right. Yeah, right.
I'll just be checking.
You cut off. I can't hear you. I
do appreciate Cody, Ashley, yourself, Garrett. You all the sponsors that you mentioned earlier before we got on. Definitely everybody's come together, collaborate to make this, to provide us this platform so that we can fish. Somebody like myself, new to kayak bass fishing in general, it allows me this platform to just come out, have a good time, win, lose, whatever the case. I'm coming out, I'm learning every time I come out. So, and then to be able to win, it's a great feeling for sure. You guys do this just purely for us to grow as anglers and give us opportunities. So definitely appreciate that. And I enjoy the monthlies. So I'm not going away from the monthlies. So if anybody's wondering, yeah, I'll be in on next month's FKA as well. It's good practice for me. I'm going to be on the water anyway, so I might as well fish the monthly. It's kind of how I look at it. And I want to get a special shout out to my family, the team that I fish with, the Yakinoff guys, my brothers, my uncles, especially my wife and kids. They deal with all the early morning setup, and I'm loud. I'm getting my gear together. I'm not home most of the time because I'm always fishing. They put up with all that mess, and they support me in this new adventure of mine. So I definitely appreciate them, love them for that. I want to give a shout out to Wicked Flats Apparel. They're going to give me a jersey, and super ecstatic about that. So shout out to them. If you guys, I think everybody's familiar with Wicked Flats Apparel. Definitely check them out if you're not. They've got some pretty cool apparel jerseys that are available to you if you want. But yeah, it's been a hell of a ride, and I plan to stick with it.
That's awesome, man. And you talking about the family supporting you and everything like that. That means everything. I mean, Austin can vouch for that too. If you don't have people behind you like that can deal with you being gone every evening when you get a free evening, or all those early Saturday mornings, your mind's not going to be right when you're out on the water. So that's, I don't know, that may be one of the most important parts.
100%. Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, if I went out there and knew my wife was pissed off and I was going to catch it when I got home, that I'm not going to be worried about the fish as much as I'm going to be worried about what I got to deal with when I get back to the house.
Pack a case of beer. You'll clear your mind.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is start casting some check, and you'll be fine. Just give it to your lady.
Yeah.
Looks like I got a little while, but
it's fishing, man.
Yeah.
But and then on top of that, thanks for all the fans out there that's watching and stuff like that, because it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be what we love doing too. So, and the sponsors, and of course the family, So, but yeah. Anyway, I want to ask you something off topic. Well, it's kind of what I saw in a post today about. So, what happened? Were there a fight, something like that, during our tournament? There's a post about somebody got in a fight or something.
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you. A fist
Well,
fight.
now, I don't think it was at our meetup or ramp or anything like that. I saw something on, it might have been Carolina Elite Series. Jason Land had he called it a super tournament out of, I think it was Queens Landing. It was just a random bass boat tournament. I think first place paid out like $8,000.
Oh, wow.
So what I've gathered from all of it is they're all in the parking lot, after the weigh-in or during the weigh-in, standing around. Some guy, and I don't know this for sure, this is more of an assumption, but I'm going to say a pleasure boater, came into the parking lot to get his vehicle, to get his boat out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently some of the bass fishermen were standing close to his truck, and he was just hell-bent on, trying to fight someone. So I guess some of the bass fishermen got into a fight with a pleasure boater, but from what I saw, it didn't, last very long, and the guy kind of just got his truck, got his boat, and left.
Okay.
But no, nothing exciting in the kayak part.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I just kind of just want to see. I figure you have some kind of
pop a beer and just tell them to chill.
Yeah. Well, I I don't understand it. But
Well,
if it's somebody with a $200,000 wake boat and they think they've got a $100,000 truck, they're probably real high strung and arrogant anyway. So I could see that, but luckily we don't have to worry about that.
Yep, exactly. Well, all right, cool deals.
You got any? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and do it since Austin did, and I'm gonna shout out Omnia Fishing. Go there for all your fishing needs. But
That's right. Yeah, and of
yeah.
course, Outdoor Supply.
Yeah, Outdoor Supply.
Yeah, and then Jackie Hughes for giving me my first jersey, and I always have it. So maybe one day I'll donate it to a charity event or something.
Yeah, well, before long it's gonna be worth a lot. You're just gonna have to have an auction for it, and then
No, I'm not going to do an auction. I'm going to give it away to somebody.
Nice.
Just me. Yeah. So.
Well, y'all got anything else to add?
I'm good.
All right. Well, I appreciate y'all coming on. I'm sure everybody in the audience really appreciates all the advice. And, it's coming from two different perspectives because Austin's in his old man fishing stage where he's all the knowledge and Ped's just what, I'm glad I fished all day instead of leaving. So you get to see all stages, and that's important if you ask me. But I'm sure this won't be the last time that I'm interviewing y'all this season. So until next time, I appreciate y'all coming on. I'm gonna go ahead and remove y'all, and let's get this raffle going and see who gets a free entry. Have either one of y'all won a free entry yet?
No,
not yet.
I'll probably donate.
Y'all might get another W. All right. See y'all, man.
All right.
See you.
Thanks.
Garrett.
All right. That went awesome. So let's see if I can get this wheel pulled up. There it is. So this is the giveaway wheel. I changed the colors on it. I got bored. Changed the picture. Not that matters. So we're going to spin this thing and give away 2 free entries courtesy of Lifering Ministries. I'm going to hit shuffle on it a couple times. And I don't have a list of everyone who has won a free entry. So hopefully it's just somebody I know that hasn't won it. So here goes the first spin. And the winner is Brian Schlegel. Hey, Cody, comment and tell me if they've won, because I should know this, but I don't. I should just call him. Cody, I'm going to call you. No. Okay. Well, that took long enough. All right. So, Brian, you just won a free entry. Congrats. You can use it on any event for the rest of the season, I believe. The only event that we had that you couldn't use it on was the CKA event, just because it was a lot higher entry. And we'll spin this thing one more time. All right, who's going to be the last winner of the day? We got, it was almost Austin. Carson King. There you go. What did that say? Huh. Yeah. All right. Carson King, you get your free entry. And I think that's going to do it for today. I'm looking around. I need to get rid of some of this tackle. I might do a giveaway of some of my own crap on the next live stream. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed it. There was a lot of knowledge that was given away, and I hope you took some notes on it. But I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream, and I will be seeing y'all again next month.